What's going on, guys? Antonio here. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up for me, and let's get into it. All right, so I'm reading this article that was published on Forbes.com, and it's basically going into detail about how the fact that despite the perception that The Little Mermaid was a successful remake, when they actually start running the numbers, they actually lost money. And Disney's Little Mermaid plunges to $5 million loss. Disney's live-action version of The Little Mermaid lost an estimated $4.9 million at the box office last year, according to analysis of recently released filings, which revealed the movie's cost exceeded the production budget, as spending surged to $355.1 million or 270.6 million pounds sterling. The movie is a remake of the beloved 1989 cartoon, which won 2 Academy Awards for its score and catchy song Under the Sea. The remake stars Bailey, or Holly Bailey, I can never say her name right, in the title role alongside a cast of computer-generated characters, which contributed to the movie's colossal cost. I had to be honest. I did not enjoy The Little Mermaid. My wife did. She took her goddaughters to see the movie, because normally we go to the movies together, and she was like, yeah, I'm going to take the girls to the movies. And I was like, yeah, I'm skipping on that. When it hit the home streaming platforms, I did watch it. And I thought it had there was one song, one of the new songs that I thought was good. It was just okay for me. Nothing's going to beat the original. That's just what it is. I was a big fan of the original cartoon that I saw when I think I was in 7th grade when that movie came out. And I just love animation. I've always loved cartoons and stuff. So when they announced this, I was, like I said, I love seeing black folks work, but something when they started releasing the trailer, and there was clearly something wasn't right with that first trailer. If you remember when they released the first trailer for The Little Mermaid, people was like, what's going on with the CGI? They hadn't quite worked it out yet. And Disney's publicity people, they were coming out going, hey, we're still, some of the effects, we're still working, and we had to get a trailer out there, but by the time the movie released, it'll be all right. And I mean, it was all right, but it just, like I said, the movie just didn't do it for me. Like I said, my wife did enjoy it. She's watched it a few times, but even she admits, yeah, the original, the cartoon was just, it's a classic. But Haley Bailey, or Holly Bailey, or whatever her name is, Bill Bailey, won't you please come home? But this movie has lost money. And even though I think it did end up generating over $1 billion at the box office, but here's the thing. 2 other movies that Disney put out, Black Panther and Captain Marvel, also did over $1 billion. The issue is when you do a deep dive on both of those movies, the amount of money that Disney spent marketing those films end up showing that they barely made, they made more money off Black Panther than they did off Captain Marvel, but it was very important for them to have Captain Marvel hit over $1 billion. So they dumped a ton of money into the advertising. And the reason they did so is because this was when Kevin Feige had mentioned the whole thing about, hey, we want to do some, more inclusive stories. We want to showcase women. He was saying all this stuff. This is when the so-called MCU stuff started. And so with them wanting to build phase 5 around Captain Marvel, her role, I'm not even sure Brie Larson is going to continue appearing as Captain Marvel. She had signed some kind of big deal with them, but she got cut out of Deadpool and Wolverine. Her and the actress that the stretchy girl, the Miss Marvel actress, they both were supposed, and apparently She-Hulk was going to be in Deadpool and Wolverine too, and they decided not to. They were trying to do all that stuff. So uh the people that were in the Marvels were apparently going to be in Deadpool and Wolverine, and there were reports that Brie Larson and the other young lady actually did film some scenes. And I think the woman that played She-Hulk, she also had shot. But when the Marvels came out and it didn't perform, they were like, yeah, just cut that stuff out. Let's just cut those scenes out because people didn't respond to it. A lot of people, when you went on Rotten Tomatoes, they actually had to turn some of the reviews off on Captain Marvel for a while because they said, oh, people are review bombing Captain Marvel because they said, oh, people were just going on Rotten Tomatoes to give the film a negative review, and a lot of those people hadn't seen it. I saw Captain Marvel, and I just thought it was all right. It didn't excite me. It didn't make me want to watch more. And I like Brie Larson as an actress. She was on a television show called The United States of Terror that I thought was really good, and I enjoyed her on that. But and I didn't have any negative opinion of her. And then, I started seeing some of the movie and I was like, this ain't doing it for me. It's the same thing, but they put a bunch of money into the advertising budget. And by that same token, them race swapping Ariel and putting a person of color in that role, they were like, we have to spend extra money to guarantee that this movie does not fail. So they spent extra money on advertising that they normally wouldn't do. The movie comes out, if you recall, it had $100 million opening weekend. So they were like, we did it. It opens overseas, the whole deal. And like I said, it generated hundreds of millions of dollars at the box office, but it did kind of flame out as well. It was there for a couple of weeks, and then, they turned the advertising budget off, and then, it did what it did. That's just the reality of the situation. And like I said, I thought the new songs that they added, I only thought one song was good, which I noticed that a lot of people was like, the new songs aren't that good. I thought there was one song with Prince Eric. He was walking along the beach, and I thought it was a solid song. The rest of those new songs, they could have kept them. I'm like, that's what it was. Obviously the old songs from the original, those are, people love those songs. So singing Under the Sea, people are going to respond to that. But yeah, like I said, I'm not shocked to hear. And from what I've read some other articles since Forbes dropped this article, and they're saying, I believe 5 million is low. It could be 50 million. It could be 100 million. You know what I'm saying? But those are people speculating. I like to think Forbes has a reputation of just pocket watching. So trust me, if they had found a 40, 50, 60 million dollar loss, they wouldn't have said, oh, they lost $5 million. They would have said they lost $50 million. They lost $100 million. They would have put it out there. Trust me. So a lot of these other people saying, oh, I believe Forbes is underestimating. They lost 150 million, but this is, like I said, this is kind of sad, but it is what it is. Matter of fact, did you like The Little Mermaid? Because I've argued about that. Some people are telling me, it's like, man, it was great, and my granddaughter loved it, and this is this. And like I said, my wife, when she took her goddaughters to see the film, and they had a great experience. So she knows I don't like it, but it is what it is. Get in the comments. We're on the road to 3,000. I need you. I want your Facebook, Instagram. I'm on X. I'm on Threads. All at Ikari Press. Type in IkariPress.com, and it will take you to my comic book brand, Way of the Gun. I've got the link to that and my Gumroad in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out.